welcome to your restorative rest practice. Today's practice is yoga or hip openings. This is going to be a very mellow, chill practice. So get yourself onto your mat. You might like to have something folded up underneath the seat of yourself. Maybe a block, bolster, pillow, blanket underneath the sit bones. And let's sit in Sukhasana or easy pose. So placing the right foot, whatever foot comes comfortable, towards the center of the groin. The other one folded in front of it. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale deeply. And shoulders up. Exhale completely. Shoulders back and down. Close the eyes gently. And set an intention for your practice today to open. Whatever that means to you. Maybe it's as simple as opening your hips, or maybe that's something deeper. One more deep inhalation. Shoulders roll up, down and back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And exhale, dropping the shoulders down and releasing the body, the torso down towards the floor until the palms can rest on the floor, maybe even the forearms. Releasing the belly here. Allow the head and neck to release. Find a deep connection with your breath. Oceanic sound of the breath. As it draws in and out of the body. Still resting that weight in the hip, while simultaneously pressing into the forearms and breathing into the back of the head. One more deep exhalation here. And your next exhalation. Walking the hands back up. We'll switch the legs. We want to even out these hips. So placing the opposite heel in towards the center of the groin. Placing the opposite foot in front. Rotate the shoulders up and down and back. And again, walking the hands forward. Down. And elbows come down, releasing the head and neck. Really feel into the hips. Notice if there is a specific quality to the tightness. Is it a sharp or a dull sensation? And focus on bringing the breath into that sensation. See if you can comment on it. Or even better yet, just sit with it as it is, acknowledge it. Beautiful. Oh, deep inhalation. Full complete exhalation. Staying present if the eyes are closed. Just noticing where the mind might drift off to, where it has a tendency to escape to, and bring it back into the present moment with this breath. Allow the benefit of this pose to sink in on a cellular level, on a physical level. Allowing yourself to rest in this point of stillness. While at the same time allowing for the flow of the breath. Beautiful. The next exhalation, walking the hands up. Rotate the shoulders up and down and back. Inhale the arms above the head. So the hands back down to the heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, the hands back to heart center. Beautiful. And on your next exhalation, bring the hands down onto the ground. If you have a mat or your blanket rolled up, you can unroll that and come onto our knees. Having a little padding under the knees can be nice. Let's get into the hips here in a tabletop position. So inhaling, widening the hip bones apart. Allowing the belly button to stretch down towards the sky, head up towards the ceiling. Inhale, press into the hands. Breathe into the back of the heart. You come up into your cow position. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale. Chin up towards the sky, hips up towards the sky. Press the knees apart while keeping them onto the ground, the tops of the the feet onto the ground. I'm going to say the 4 feet. The top of the feet onto the ground, the shins on the ground. And on the exhale, tuck the tailbone under, look back towards the belly button. We breathe here. And notice how it feels to draw the tail, imaginary tail between the legs. And breathe into the lower back here. Beautiful. Now bring your right leg out. Beautiful. We're going to just notice as the right side of the foot presses into the ground. Maybe just making some circles around the hip joint here. Circling around the opening of the right hip flexor. Some snap, crackle, pops, and switching directions in the opposite directions. Keeping the weight evenly in the hands as well. Beautiful. Then drop that right knee back down and allow the left leg to come out to the side. It's opening up so you can see here. And then taking some circles around the left hip joint. Nice and slow. Allowing yourself to sit with this opening within the inner thigh while pressing in the left outer pinky toe side of the heel into the ground and switch direction. Try to even out the shoulders here while you're moving around the wrists and middle circles. Beautiful. And then coming back onto the knees, draw the right knee forward. We're going to come into a runner's lunge here. If this is too much for the left knee being down, you can fold your knee, your mat, so that there's a little space cushioning underneath the knee. And shifting the weight into the front of the right hip. Make sure that that right knee draws in towards the left toe, between the big toe and the second toe. Making sure that knee doesn't track past the toes. Allow yourself to breathe into the sensation here. And at the same time, draw the belly button back in towards the spine to support the weight. Beautiful. Deep breath. And if you like here, then draw the right arm up into the air. Draw it down back towards the left thigh. You might place the right hand on the left buttock. And one more time, draw that right arm around into a circle, up past the ear, framing the side of the face, drawing it back behind the body and allowing it to come all the way back down onto that left thigh. If you'd like more here, without pushing or sinking too much into the left shoulder, draw that left leg up. You might grab onto the back of the left toes here with the right hand. Getting a nice quadricep stretch here. Beautiful. Press into that left hand. Make sure you're not sinking in the left shoulder. Draw the left knee, the right knee in towards the midline of the body. Don't allow that right knee to open up. Draw it in. Use the belly button to draw it in towards the center line of the body. And then exhale, allow the left leg to come down onto the ground. And then draw the right hip back, coming into half Hanuman, drawing the right toes up into the air, pressing the right heel into the air. Inhale to the belly, even through the shoulders. Draw that right hip back into the socket, right leg back into the hip socket, evening out the hips here. And notice what that does for the lower back, across the base of the sacrum. Notice what's happening with the back. Beautiful. One more breath, deep across the back. And then exhale, drawing yourself back, forward, allowing the right knee to come back down to the ground. And just give yourself a 2 breaths in child's pose. Knees wide apart, feet together. Send the palms up towards the sky. Breathe into the bottom of the spine. Notice that the next breath you can take to create space between the vertebrae. Either literally or figuratively by extending the fingertips forwards, really opening the palms up, the thumb sides of the hand moving out towards the floor. Imagine that your thumbs could touch the floor here, the palms up towards the sky. Deep breath, breathing into your armpits. And then on the exhale, drawing the hands down, coming back up into your tabletop position. And we'll draw the left knee forward. Doing the opposite way. Drawing the left weight, all the weight hip forward into the hips. Shifting into that left hip that is leg that's bent forward. Beautiful. This is too much for your wrist. You can make fists here to support your upper body. Beautiful. And on your next inhalation, evening out the hips, drawing that left knee in towards this midline of the body. Next inhalation, inhale the left arm up into the sky, following with the eyes, circling it up and down and back until it touches the back of the right leg. Draw that left knee in towards the midline of the body, and one more time, inhale, draw the left arm up and around, framing the side of the head, drawing it back, palm up towards the sky, and drawing the left hand down until it rests on the back of the right thigh. Beautiful. If it is in your practice and that feels good, if you'd like more, you can bend your right knee here, grabbing a hold of the top of the right foot. Getting more of a hamstring stretch here. That feels good in the front of the patella and kneecap, really making sure that you're shifted onto the top quadrant of the thigh, not directly in the kneecap, but that the weight is shifted into the top upper part, or the, I guess I would say lower part of the rib. One more inhalation here. Draw belly button back towards the spine. Draw that left knee in towards the center line. Make sure you're not collapsing the right shoulder. And exhale. One more inhalation. On the exhale, release that right foot down. And then draw both hips back, allowing the left toes to come up into the sky. Drawing the left hip back, leg back into, finger and back into the socket. Evening out both of the hips here. Really feeling that stretch in the back of the hamstrings. You might have a micro bend in the left knee. Beautiful. One more breath here. Lift up through the back of the heart, pressing into the fingertips of the hands. And then on the exhale, releasing the left leg forward. Draw the left knee back. Knees apart, toes together, come down into a child's pose. This time, drawing the palms up off of the ground and fingertips press into the ground. Breathe underneath the armpits. Allow the knees to even open up the hips a little bit wider here, maybe the knees side apart. Beautiful. Take one more breath here. Fantastic. And the next exhalation, walking the hands back up, drawing the feet out in front of you here. You're gonna come back onto the back into a figure four, a reclined pigeon pose. So cross the right leg over the top of the left. Draw the knees in towards this midline of the body. Grab a hold behind the left thigh. Breathe into the back of the right hamstring. Kind of even out the hips here. Active in the feet. So flexing both of the feet here is going to deepen the stretch. To go deeper into the stretch, you can square off the right ankle over the top of the left thigh and then gently press out on the outside of the right thigh. Squaring off the hips even more here. Breathe into the left hip socket now. As you open up both of the hips here. One more deep inhalation, flexing the feet. On the exhalation, allow the knees to cross over one over the other, and then open the arms out to a T. Scooch the hips over just slightly, an inch to the right, and allow the knees to roll down to the left. Into reclined Garudasana or eagle pose. Arms open wide, really notice, can you press the back of the hands into the ground? Notice if the tendency for the fingertips is to contract in towards each other or into that kind of active finger picking up pose. And starfish the fingers wide apart. Release the shoulders onto the ground. Breathe deep into the lower back. And then on the exhale, allow the gravity to draw the knees down towards the left. Beautiful. One more breath here. Beautiful. And now draw the legs back to the center. And then crisscross the left leg on top of the right. Draw the knees in towards the midline. Grab a hold of the shins perhaps. Compress the body, really feeling that in the left hip. And if it's available to you, grabbing a hold underneath the back of the right thigh and releasing the fingers. Allowing the whole back, the back of the spine, lower lumbar spine, even the cervical spine to be nice and flat against the ground. Notice if there's a tendency for any area of the spine to go off of the ground. I really want to imagine you had a tail that was moving up towards the sky, but really flatten that back against the ground. Elongating vertebra. And if you'd like to take it further, drawing the right leg over towards the right, allowing the left shin to rest above the left kneecap, and then drawing the right thigh closer by pressing into the outer edge of the left with the left hand. Active through the feet. Flexing the feet. Noticing how that feels in the hips, even with the back. Beautiful. Maybe even smiling into your hips. You're doing something so good. Opening. And then on the next exhalation, allowing the knees to come one over another. Draw the hips over towards the left side of the body an inch. Open the arms out, palms towards the ceiling, allowing the right legs to draw down towards the right side. Ooh. Keeping both shoulders on the ground here. Oh, that feels so good in the lower back. I almost forgot it was a hip stretch. But that's the beauty of these practices, is that everybody is different and your body may feel it in a completely different way. Try to allow the left side of the ribs to open down towards the left side of the floor. Fingertips. Let's take a nice deep breath, calm, slow, even. And exhalation. Draw the legs back towards the center line. Squeeze, widen the knees. Squeeze those shins in towards the belly. Compressing the hips here. You might even interlace the palms or crisscross the forearms over the shins, grabbing hold of the elbows. Take a nice deep exhalation. You might draw the head up off of the floor and allowing the body to come to a nice little ball. Chin moves towards the chest, breathing into the backside of the neck, getting a nice tight compression, really squeezing those legs together, using the strength of the arms, and then exhale, release the head down. Sigh out, release the arms open wide, the legs down. And we'll come into a Shavasana and a guided meditation, yoga nidra, to allow ourselves to experience the body from the inside out. Taking the last adjustments you need if you want to place the blanket over yourself. We'll be here for about 10 minutes. Line the palms come up towards the sky. You've made it this far. Just allow yourself to relax and just, even if you drift off into sleep here, this is absolutely fine. Allow yourself to come into your normal breath. Take Taking a nice deep inhalation and taking exhalation. Direct your awareness to your body. We'll quickly scan part by part. Start with your neck and your shoulders. How do they feel? Sense any tension and see if you can release it with the breath and just allow it to dissipate. You might be surprised at what the body holds without your awareness. Now move on to your back and do the same thing. How does the back feel? Take a nice deep breath and allow it to dissipate. And then scan your face, your arms, your legs. Just noticing, is there any area that could be released with a deep exhalation or sigh? Release your jaw, release the eyes in their sockets. Now fully aware of the body. It's time to shine the light of your awareness in mindfully towards the emotions. And just allow yourself to recognize if there's any quality to the emotional body today without getting caught in the story. Just allowing yourself to acknowledge or name with compassion and meditation as we reach this deeper state of awareness. There might be a misconception of an empty mind, but it's really not so. We just allow the mind to be aware of the thoughts that it thinks. So just imagine yourself allowing your emotions to flow as if you're sitting by the side of the stream, looking at the water. You're just an observer. So the water is like your thoughts and your emotions. So as you sit at the shore, just allow what comes up to flow past you. Just allow yourself to be present and aware, but unattached of the thoughts of the mind. Now, using this awareness, let's focus on the breath. Coming back to the breath. Notice every detail of the breath. Is the breath shallow, deep, without changing it? Do you notice where the breath is in the body? Is there a quality to the breath? Is the breath full or shallow? Just aware without changing every single breath, an intricate, integral, unique. Being in the moment. So let's begin at the number 10. We'll inhale in, counting in, inhaling 10. Exhale 10. Inhale 9. Exhale 9. Like so. Just take time at your own pace to track your inhalation and exhalation by saying inhale, starting at the number 10 and counting backwards to 1. So inhale 10, starting now. Exhale 10 at your own pace. In the breath. If you lose count, go back to 10. Take your time. If you make it to 1, go back to 10 again. Just notice how the mind is calm and relaxed, and let that go. Notice the mind open, notice the body feeling open. Just feeling the presence and awareness in your mind, the awareness in the body. When you're ready, bring yourself back into awareness and give your arms a stretch above your head. Perhaps you'll stay here if you have time to luxuriate. But if you're ready in your own time, stretching and then rolling over to the right side. Lying in seed position. Feeling the ground underneath you, aware of the room around you with the eyes still closed. And you're ready, gently pushing yourself back up to seated position, placing the hands in front of the heart, bowing the chin down towards the chest, giving thanks for this practice to center into healing, into an opening, noticing the parts in your mind and your body that feel more open.
noticing how this practice may even bring you into a state of feeling more open in your spirit. Namaste and Ashe. If you found any benefits from this practice, feel free to like and subscribe. We're here twice a week, sponsored by the AAA-CCSF. Thank you so much, and share the love.